Hello, so today you are going to be learning how to build the Django authentication system from the very beginning to the end. I will make it very simple, straightforward, and error-free. So you are going to learn everything about login, you are going to learn sign up, you are going to learn log out. So we'll make it very simple and professional. So what is the first thing you're going to do? You will navigate to the folder where your the Django is installed. This is where my own Django is installed. Then you activate the environment. I'll activate my own environment with pip shell. Good. The environment has been activated. Now we'll go straight to creating the Django project. The Django admin start project. Then we'll give the project a name. I will give it my underscore project. Then we are going to enter inside the project, cd inside the project my underscore project. Then we'll create the Django hub. Then you say the Django admin start hub. Remember, we start project before we start hub. So start hub, you give the name of the hub. Let me call it Edu. I'll call it Edu. Okay, the hub has been created for us. So what we are going to do, we are going to do a lot on this command prompt before going to our Visual Studio Code to complete our code there. We are going to create the files we need from here. So what's the next thing we're going to do? Let's cd, we'll go inside the edu folder. Cd inside the edu folder, we are inside the edu folder. Then we are going to create a template. We are going to create a folder called templates. So to create it, the command is md, then the name templates. We are creating templates. Look at it, we have created it. Then we enter inside the template. Look at it, we are inside the template. Then we are going to create our index, we are going to create our sign up, we are going to create our login and the others. So to create it, this is a command. You type null greater than, then the name of your file. Let's name this index.html. Created. Let's do the same for sign up. Sign up. Created. So we'll do the same for login. Login. Good, we have created it. Then we are going to go out of the folder. So we'll go out of our template. Look at it, our cd. Then with this is the command. Now I'm inside the edu. I will still go out one more time. Look at it. Now I'm inside the project or the project folder. I'm inside the project folder now, or the root folder. So now I can now open my code editor directly. I'll type code space and full stop. Then press enter. Good. Now we are inside our project. This is our project. This is our project. This is a project we created. My project. This is the app we created. So let's open this. Look at it. This is the template we created, and these are the sign up, login, and index files we created. Good. So now let's do a little bit setting. The first thing you are going to do in the Django, whenever you are building an app or whenever you are building a project, the first thing you do is to go to your setting. Go to your setting, scroll down to where you see installed app. This is a list. There's a list of the installed app. So you have to include the app you created using the Django. So we are going to increase edu. We are done with this. Then we are going to, you come to your templates here. We are going to activate our templates so that our files can be read from this template. So you are going to open a quote. I said I will make it very simple and call it template. Same name, it must be correctly spelled. So this is template and this is template. Now we're done with this. The next thing you will do is to go to your URL inside your project folder. The URL inside your project. This is my project, Look at the URL here. If you notice, we don't have URL inside our edu here. We'll come to that. So the URL inside your project folder, you'll come into it. Then you will include here. Then here we are going to create a path, leave an empty string, leave it like this, then call the include that you imported. Then you call the name of your app, edu dot urls, just like this. You can put a comma at the end. You are done with this. There's no need for you to memorize any code. Just copy this, Control C, then go to your app, which is edu. Go to your app, then create a new file called urls.py. You can see now we now have two URLs. We have one in our edu, which is our app, and we have one in our project. Good. The one in our project is the inbuilt, while the one in our app is the one we just created just now. So you paste what you copied from the one in your project. You copy it here. Then here, you have to import something. You import your views. You say from edu, which is the name of your app, import, make sure it's spelled correct, import views. Good. Now we are going to list out this. We don't need it. Now you come here, you're going to create a path, and inside the path you're going to create an empty string just like you did the other time, but this time around it's not going to be include. This time around it's going to be views dot the name, which is we are going to use, okay, let's use sign up underscore view. So here, before we leave it empty, let's put on sign up like this. Yes, it's very okay now. Then here we give a name, and the name is going to be very simple, sign up. Make sure your name is inside the quote, just like this. Good. So you give a comma, and you will do the same for all the files you created here, which is for login, index, and this. We're going to do the same for them. Excuse me. So here we're going to have login. Then here we change our sign up here to login view. So here too we are going to change it here to login. Good. And here we have our logout. Good. Here we'll give logout view. Good. Then here we'll just make it simple, log out. Good. Now for now we're done with this. For now, the next thing we're going to do now is to go into our models. Look at our models inside our app. So here you are going to import. You are going to import user. And how do we import user? You don't need to memorize. You will just say from, sorry. You come down here, you say from the Django.contrib.hot.models, then import users. Good, you have imported the user. Now what is the next thing we're going to do? We are going to create where our our back end is going to store those things. We are going to create where our back end is going to store the necessary data. Now we are going to create where our backend is going to store the necessary data. So now we are going to create a class. I'll call the name of the class profile. Let's call it profile. Look at profile. Inside this we have models. It will be models.model. Good. Then here we are going to have, let's say we need username, we need email, we need address, we need gender, and we need password. Normally, this inbuilt model, which comes with the Django, already has username, email, password. So now the extra or the additional data we want to add will be what we are going to be creating a profile for. So for instance, we need to add an address, but before that, you say user is equals to what? One-to-one field. Look at it. You say user is equals to one-to-one field. Here, I don't need this. I don't need this. Then you call on the user you imported here. Then here as well, I don't need this. Good. The next thing we are going to have now is where our address is going to be stored. Then we call it models dot child feed, and our maximum length is going to be for address at least 50 is okay. 50 is okay. Then let's have one more for gender. For gender, we are going to have the same model dot child feed. Then inside this, we are going to have the max length, which is equals to, gender should not be much, so we only need 11. 11 is very okay. Now we are going to do something so that the user can select from a drop down. So what we are going to do now is we are going to have a variable, and we are going to call it gender underscore choice. Then gender choice will now be equals to, you do like this, you do like this. Then here you have male, comma, you have the same male, comma, the same thing for female, we have female, comma, female. Then we have the same thing for the last one, which is others, comma, we have others as well. Good. So now here we're going to have a comma here. Then we have choices should be equals to gender underscore choice here. So choices should be equals to this. So what the user chooses should be equals to this. So now we said we want to make it very simple. We'll have a div here, double underscore string. Then here is going to return the user dot username. So it's going to return the user dot username. Now we are done with our model. The next thing we are going to do, let's register our model in our admin. You come to admin here. You are going to import the model. So you say from dot models import profile, which is the name of the class we created. Now you now say admin dot site dot register. We should register what? We're registering profile. Sorry, we'll register profile. Good, we have registered this. Now we'll go and run our terminal. We'll make sure we make migration so that our database can be created. Cancel this. We'll run our terminal here. So, but before we run our terminal, we are going to encounter an error because we have a URL here, and in our views we don't have anything yet. So because of that, let's put a comment here first. After running our migration, we'll come back and uncomment it. So now you say py manage.py make migrations. Remember, make migration. Good. Our model has been created. Now we'll run another command. You say manage py manage.py migrate. Migrate, not migrates. Migrate. Good. Now we have this created, which is correct. Now we can comment this out. Good. 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 So now we'll come to our views. But before coming to our views, I want us to have, for instance, in our index, we can make it simple. We can just say you're welcome. Then in our login here, let's come to our sign up here. Let's build our sign up first. So we are going to build our form using HTML. Look at this. Our title here, I said we are going to make it simple. We can call it the sign up page. This is our sign up page. Now we're going to make it simple. I'm not going to use CSS. I will only use HTML, and it will be very, very simple. So now we'll have our form. And here in our form, make sure your method is equals to post. Make sure you put method is equals to post. So now you come here. Then we have a label for what? for username, a label for username. Let's break it down. Now we have input. Our input is also for username, so let's break down. We have another label for email. I said we are going to make it simple, so we only need email, username, and okay, we need address. So we need input for this, input for email. Make sure you set it to email. Then we'll break this. We have a label again for address. So this label for address, we'll break it. Then we have the input for the address. We'll leave it in text, so break it as well. Then we have gender. We have a label for gender. We'll call it gender here. Then we'll break it. For us to have the input for the gender, we don't want the user to just type in male, female, or others. We want the user to select. So we are going to use select, and the name here, still leave the name here. Inside this select here, you will now have option. We now have option. Make sure this is set to male. Then this is male. Now I'm going to double it so that it will make it more faster. We have female. Same here, we should have female. Here we have others, and here we should have others as well. Good. So we can break this. Now we can have our password. So label, we have a label for password. Here we have a password. I said we'll make it very simple and straightforward. So we have our input to hold the password as well. And here, instead of text, we'll use password. So we'll break it as well. Now we have our button to submit. Our button type, make sure your button type is set to submit. And here we have our sign up. Good. Now we are done with this. We are done with this for now. For now, we are done with this. The next thing we're going to do now, let me just copy all this. I'll just copy all this. But before that, let me give this input. I have to give this input a name. But I want to do it step by step so that you understand. Let me copy it and put it inside my login so that will not be creating. So we have our login page. So our login, we only need username. We only need username. So we have deleted the user input. For login, we need username and password. So from here to here, I will delete it. So this is what we only need: username, password. Then here we'll call it login. Good. Now the next action here is to come to our views, which is very, very important. Let's import our models. But before we import our models, let's build our views first. Now we are going to write a div and call it the sign up underscore view. Remember the name we use in our URL here. Look at it. Sign up underscore view must be the name you are going to give here. Look at it. Then it's going to take a request. It's going to take a request and return a render. And inside this render function, it takes a request and the name of your file, which is signup.html. Good. So for now, let's leave this. Let's create another for our login. Create another one for login. Copy. I'll come here, paste, then request the same, then return render request. Then we have login .html. Good. Then let's do some little work here. We'll do some little things here, but before then we need to import some things here. Let's just import our redirect here so that we can redirect to other pages. I will explain when we get there. So here I'll say from the django.contrib.hot.models import user. Good. After importing user, I'll come again. I'll say from the django.contrib.hot import authenticate, comma, login, comma, logout. Good. So now let's import our model from .models. Import, want to import our profile. Import profile. Good, we have imported profile, and I think for now this is all what we need to import for now. Now we are going to write a code. I will split this screen so that we'll work with both the sign up. Let me close this a little bit so that you can see. We'll work with both the sign up, and let me close this too. I'll split it to the right. You can see I have my HTML here. I want to have my views here so that you can be seeing what we are doing. Okay, good. Now look at here, we said method is equals to post. Now you will say if request, that is this request, if request dot method dot this method here in your HTML, that this method, my spelling is not correct, dot method is equals to, look at it, post, which is equals to post here. Look at it, is equals to post. Good. Now you will now create a variable for username. Look at a variable that is going to hold our username. You create it. You will now say request dot post, which is this post here, dot get here. Leave it like this first. I will explain something. So let's create a variable that is going to hold our email. So let's call it email. Leave it like this too. Next thing that is holding after email is address. Address. Good. After address we have gender. Let's call it gender as well. Good. Then we have password. Password, which is equals to request dot post dot get. Good. Now the reason why I said you should leave this place here in your input that is going to collect your username, you have to give it a name. So you will give it a name. You call it name. Let's give it any name. Let's call it uname. That name you will put it here. So it's going to get uname for you. Here in our email, let's give it a name. We'll call it email. Let's call it email directly. Here you give it that same name. Here for our address, you give it a name as well. Let's call it add. Let's make it simple so that you understand. Add, put that same name here. In our gender here, this is our select. Let's give it sex. The name we are giving it is sex. So here in our gender must carry sex. So now we'll go to our password and give our password a name as well, and we'll call it pass. Let's call it pass, and here we'll call it same pass. Good. Now since we have this, we are halfway done. Very soon we'll be done. We now said if we are going to check if the user already exists. So to write the code, you will say if user, that is this user dot objects, remember you have x, dot filter. Then inside here it should be username is equals to username, which means if this username exists before you sign up, is going to check if you put your username, it's going to go, and if the username exists at the back end, it's going to tell you something. So if username dot what dot exist, then let me just like this so that we'll see it. I close this with Control B. So if I want to open it back, I press Control B. So if it exists, what is going to happen? It should give us a message. Let's give a messages, but we have not imported our messages. It will say from the Django.contrib, import messages. Good. So now our messages is not going to be dot. We can put error or warning. Dot error. Let's use error. It's going to take a request. It's going to take a request. Then the message you want to output. Let's say username. What should we use? Username already. Okay, already exists. Username already exists. Let's give it the exclamatory mark. Okay, username already exists, and immediately if the username already exists, it should not take us to the login page because we have not yet signed up. So what do? We return a redirect. That is why we imported redirect here. We return a redirect, and our redirect is going to redirect to still the sign up page. So your redirect should redirect to sign up. So our redirect should redirect to sign up. Yes. Now our redirect is going to take us to sign up. Now, else, we actually know that if this condition is not met, then this one will be met. So if this is not this, else it should be this. So let's use else so that we'll not run into error. Else, what is going to happen? Else, we are going to say user. Look at, we declare a variable called user is equals to this user dot objects dot create. Now look at, you can use create and you can use create user. I'm going to use create user because I want it to create it automatically without saving, without saying user.save. If you use create, then you need, if you use just create from here, then you need to say this user.save. But I want it to save automatically, so I'll just say create underscore user, where we have our username, we have our username is equals to username, comma, our email is equals to email. I'll explain this. And our password here is equals to password, same. Now let me draw this a little bit. I want to explain this. I told us earlier that the Django models, the inbuilt models already has username, email, password, and some other attributes. Now, since it already has username, we said that username in the Django model, that username is equals to this our own username. That email is equals to this our email. That password is equals to this our password. When we come to address and gender, you understand better. Now, after doing this, this is going to save. Then we'll now call our profile. We'll call our profile what we imported here. Look at it. We'll call the profile. We'll say profile. We're going to say profile dot objects dot what dot create. Don't use create underscore, use create. Create what? Let me split the screen as well. Control B. This screen, I want my model to be here because I really want you to understand this. Good. This is our model, right? Now we are going to say this class, which is profile dot object dot create. It should create what? It should create address. Look at address. I'll copy it. Address. Paste. Should be equals to this address. Look at it. Copy. Paste. Comma. Gender here, copy, paste, should be equal to this gender here, copy, paste. Now we are going to put the user here. We are going to say this user, look at this user, copy, should be first thing you do. Here is equals to what? Is equals to this user here. Then comma. Look at it. Look at the code very well. It's very simple and very straightforward. Just like I promised that it's going to be simple and straightforward as well. So now we have succeeded, and what we are going to do now is to send a message. This is going to save automatically. Let's send message dot sources. Let's call it dot sources, and remember it's going to take a request, and our message is going to be you. Okay, let's say you have signed up successfully. You have signed up successfully. Okay, I think the English is okay. You have signed up successfully. Good. Then it should redirect us. If you have signed up successfully, then you should be redirected to the login page. Then return. Remember what we did here. We are going to return redirection. So we return redirect, and we are redirecting to where? To login. Look at it. We are redirecting to login. Very simple as this. Now, successfully, we are done with our sign up. We are going to create super user and test our sign up. If our sign up works successfully, then we'll go to the next one, which is the login. Okay, we'll go to the next one, which is the login, then the logout as well. So we have sign up, we have login, we have logout. So let's test this sign up. Maybe it works. If it does not work, then we'll know what we are going to fix. So now here we have run our migration, we have migrated. So what we are going to do here is very simple. What we are going to do now is to create a super user. So say py manage.py create super user. Okay, we have an error, we have logout, and we are not having logout views here. So because of that, let's comment this out so that we'll not run to that same error again. Good. So I'll call my admin, I'll call the name admin. Look at it. Email, I'll say a. Okay, let me use my email. Let me use a@gmail.com. Enter. Password, I'll use 1234. Confirm password 1234. It's going to tell you that the password is too short and is numeric. Do you want to continue? I want to continue. Yes. So the super user has been created already. Now let's run our server. pymanage.py run server. Good. Our server is running. Look at this. We now have this link. Let's click on it to take us here. Good. We have an error here. We have an error here. Let's quickly fix the error. Here in my sign up, let me quickly do something. Let me leave this empty like this. I'll call it sign up like this. Then here, I'm going to call it. Okay, let's quickly fix this. So I said I'm going to leave this place empty like this. My sign up, okay, is okay like this. I'm coming. Let me use this name. Let me call it this name. Let me leave it like this. Is okay. Then here in my views is correct. then signup.html. This, okay, it's very correct. Let's reload and see. Okay, good. We have fixed it. So now we have our form. Let's try to, before I go, sign up here should redirect back to this view. Should redirect back to this view and paste it here. And this login should redirect to this login view. Good. Good. Okay. I want to make sure we are doing the right thing. Okay. Copy. Paste. Okay. Now we have our form. Now let's fill our form. Let me call my username techmari. Email. I'll call it T. Okay. Let me use this email address. Let me use Koro. Mail. Look at the drop down. Mail. Then password. Let me use 123 for my password. Good. Now we have this error which is telling us forbidden. This error is telling us forbidden, and this is coming from our form, from our sign up form here. From our sign up form here, inside the form, you are going to write FR token. Inside our form, look at it, CFR token. You are going to put this. This is the reason why we are having that error. Now we don't have the error again. Let's use another username. Let's put, excuse me, s@gmail.com. Our address, let me use the same address, mail 1234. Let's see. Good. We say our login works successfully. Our sign up rather works successfully. We are able to fill our sign up page and it redirects us to our login page. Let's see, maybe truly our sign up works well. So now we are going to go to our admin. Let's log in our admin. I use admin the other time. I think I remember the password 123. Oh, the password is wrong. 1234. Okay. Now look at it. Look at our profile. Look at the profile I just created. Look at it. Kuru mail. You can see our sign up worked successfully. So now we have a successful sign up. We don't have issue with our sign up. So what we are left with now is our login. We are going to have our login. Now look at the login. Look at our login. Our username here. Let's put name as well. Name here should be uname. We use uname the other time. Then password here. Name should be pass. Good. So now let's go to our views. That is where we have. No, I want the login to be here. I want the views to be here. Good. Just like this, so that we can see it. Good. Now we are done with our sign up. Let's go directly into our login, which is more simpler and straightforward as well. So now we're going to do the same thing. We'll say if request is very simple dot method dot this method here, if request dot method is equals to post, which is equals to post. If it's equals to post, then which is column, then what will happen? Username, a variable for username is equals to request dot post dot get. Inside the bracket, what is it getting? It's getting uname. Remember we did it the other time. is getting this uname here, and the second one for password, look at this, we'll call it password, and it's getting pass from our HTML. Pass, look at the pass here. Good. So now there's the two things we are going to make use of since we are logging in, but we'll write some little logic. We are going to define a variable. We'll say user, and we'll say the user is equals to authenticate. Remember here, look at this, we imported authenticate. This is where we are going to make use of it. We'll say user is equals to what? Authenticate, and the authenticate is going to take a request. Look at it, a comma. After authenticate, put request, then put comma, username should be equals to username, then password should be equals to password. Password, that is the password the user enter, should be equals to this password the user enter here. So it's as simple as this. Username is equals to username, password is equals to password. So now let's do some little logic. We'll say if the user is not known. If user is not known, then what should happen? Login. Then the login is going to take a request. It's going to take a request, and who should be logged in? The user. You can see the user is going to be logged in. Then we should have a return. We should have return, which will redirect. Should redirect us to somewhere. Should redirect us if the user is logged in. Then we should be redirected to the index page. We should be redirected to the index page. Good. Then else. Remember I told you we should always use if and else. If you have if, you should always have else. Else message. If it does not happen, then message dot what? Let's use dot error as well, like the other time. It's going to take a request. It's going to take a request. Then the message you want to pull out, you can say invalid username or email. Okay, I think I always used to see this one. Invalid. Then it should redirect us as well. It should return a redirection. Redirect us to where? It should redirect us to login. So it should redirect us back to login. If it's not correct, it should return us directly to our login here. So this is just how to log in. But remember, we don't have index. Remember, we only have this and we have this. So now let's create an index here. Let's have index div index is going to take a request, then outside of it is going to return a render, and the render is going to take a request and the name of the file, that is index.html. Good. So now we can redirect. Let's go and check our URL. Maybe we have index, we don't have index in our URL, so because of that we are going to, let me comment this out and call this index. I'll call this index. Then here I'll call this index as well, and here too I'll call it index. Good. Now we now have the index, which is perfect. We can now log in, which is going to take us to the home page, which is the indexes. We should see your work on here. Okay, let's try it. Let's try that. Okay, let's try that. So we're going to have our sign up underscore views, sign up underscore view. Okay, it's not giving me here. I wanted to go to the login page. So let's make it easy. Let's come to our our sign up page here, and we are going to write a small code here. Let's break it. Let's break it like this. All right, a little code. Then we are going to have our anchor tag. Inside this place, we are going to have our login. So we'll put our login views here. This is our login underscore view. Copy. We'll have it inside here. Good. Then here we'll now have already signed up login. If the user already signed up, then it should log in. Then we don't have good. Look at it. If the user already signed up, then it should log in. That is login view. If you go to the login view, but it's showing us the login view is not correct. It's showing us the login view is not correct. So let me use this. What is happening? It should take us to the login view. Let's go to our login view and see what is happening. It's telling us template does not exist. Let's check our URL. Login. Login view. Okay. So here it should take us to our login. Take us to login. Good. Now look at it. It should take us to a login. The reason is because login should be here, because inside our view, look at inside our URL, we have login here. So now it should take us to, we already have an account, it should take us here. Let's log in with the username. I've actually forgotten the username. I think it's Jerry. I've forgotten the username. Let me check the admin for the username. Okay, the user is Jerry. Okay, the user is Jerry. Now we have Jerry, and the password I think is 1234. Let's see. Good, it works. Same thing that happens here in our login. We are supposed to have our FR token, which is here. Look at it. Copy. Just paste it here inside your form. Look at it. Now let's go back and do the same again. Let's refresh. We have Jerry and the password 1234. I actually don't remember the password. We have Jerry, then we have 123. It's not giving me. It's not giving me. I think the password is not correct. The password or the username is not correct. So now what we are going to do, let's check and make sure everything is working fine and good. If everything is working, well, username is equals to the authenticate. Okay, let's remove this. Let's refresh. Let's write the Jerry back, then password 1234. I think. Good. You see, we now have our welcome, which is the index page. What do we do here? I only change it to not. I use not if user is not known. Now if user is known, So we now have our welcome index page. So this is it from the very beginning, how you can create your full authentication system. Now the last one, which is the logout. For the logout, let's do the last thing for the logout. And for the logout here, logout is very simple. It's very simple. We'll go to our views and create. Okay, let me see. Now logout, we use logout views. Let me copy the name, logout views. Then let's go to our views. I want the views here. Okay. Now here to log out, we'll have a div and call the name. Same is going to take a request just like the others. Column, then return what? Return log out. We'll have log out. We'll have log out here, and the logout is going to take a request like this. After this, then it should return a redirect, and the redirect should go to the login page. We have our login. Where is it? We have this login. Copy and paste it here. Good. These are logout. Is not more than this. So you can see the way we have been able to start from the very beginning. We'll start from creating our Django project. After the project, we'll create our app. After the app, we'll go to our setting and adjust. And after that, we'll go to our URL, create URL. After URL, we'll go to our models. After the models, we'll go to our views. And then from our views, we went to our HTML and make sure everything is working perfectly. So in my next video, if you need a full authentication system, a full one with a full responsive one, you let me know. Drop a comment, then in my next video you are going to see it. Thank you very much.